Hi everyone, this is a cozy art vlog video and it's been a while since I made one of these. Today we are painting a cute pastel colored pigeon painting with acrylics on canvas. I'm doing a furniture makeover, packing an order for my small art shop, finally finishing my crochet blanket that I've been working on for almost 2 years. I'm taking you on a solo artist day to the flea market and showing you my new and very special project on a large canvas. Along the way, I'll share some more personal thoughts on creative block and how I personally try to overcome it. So, art block and everything is not a new thing on this channel if you've been here for some time. But I wanted to share a few further thoughts I collected in the past few weeks. I think it's important to keep up the conversation and hopefully make at least one person feel less alone who's also feeling the same way as me. If you think about procrastination can be a form of perfectionism. And if you place very, very high standards on yourself and your craft, it can happen that you feel like you can no longer live up to them and you may even start avoiding doing what you actually enjoy doing the most. I myself very often struggle with this because it's sometimes so heavy that I'm downright paralyzed by it sometimes, and therefore I'm often unable to paint at all, which is extremely frustrating. And this is also why one can also forget how to play and experiment, because when you finally pick up a paintbrush, as in my case, you have the feeling that you have to make particularly good use of your time, so you often only work on quote-unquote important things, which only increases the pressure even more, and which is ultimately a vicious cycle. And yet playing and experimenting is so important to feed your creativity and your soul. It helps me to regularly remind myself what my why is, why I make art, and I think it's important to cultivate relationships in your life that nurture your creativity and give it its space. I also think it could be helpful to prioritize your work as much as possible and actively work against blockages. Of course, taking enough breaks is also essential, and I have to really keep that in mind myself. But if you're always waiting for when you quote-unquote feel like it, things will only progress very sluggishly and you will get stuck. Unfortunately, I know everyday life and personal circumstances don't always allow us to dedicate ourselves to our craft every day. And I don't know who came up with it, but I've heard a lot lately about the 100 rule, which says if you only dedicate around 15 minutes a day to your craft, you will put in around 100 hours a year. I mean, this is evidence that it's the small, consistent steps that make a huge difference. Packing orders for my small art shop always feels like magic. It's my dream to be able to live off it someday, at least part-time. So delivering art mail to the mailbox is always a highlight for me. Someone who ordered a postcard from my shop and who also happens to be a subscriber here on my channel left me the sweetest message, and it truly made my day. I realized it's things like this that keep me going what I'm doing, and especially during times when I get discouraged in regards to my dreams. So I'm very grateful. Thanks again, Caroline, if you're seeing this. It truly means a lot to me. And another small thing I have to keep in mind myself, and which I wanted to share in case you needed to hear it as well. If you feel creatively stuck, try to think about how much art is still slumbering inside of you and which is waiting to be created. I think this is such a beautiful thing to think about. Your creativity is never gone. Sometimes it's just harder to get access to it, but you are creativity. It's almost midnight and my blanket is nearly finished after 1.5 years. These are the only 2 granny squares I have to sew together. So yeah, finish line. So today I found the most perfect makeup pencil in my all-time favorite purple blue shade. And if that isn't my color, I don't know what is. It's even slightly glittery. Okay, here again in daylight, that's probably better to see. You have an exclusive look of the behind the scenes of filming my very first sketchbook tour, because I just finished my Strathmore mixed media sketchbook, which took me about 3 years to finish. So this is kind of a big thing for me, and I also never did a proper sketchbook tour here on YouTube. So by the time you will see this video, the sketchbook tour will already be up on my channel and ready to watch if you are interested. This huge portrait painting on canvas is my new and very special project I just started and what I've been currently working on. And it's also the first portrait of this scale which I painted in color, so it's quite a challenge for me, but I really love the motive. So you can expect a whole entire video on the painting process coming to my channel as well as soon as I finished this piece. But in the meantime, you can follow the painting process more or less live along the way, because I upload reels, TikToks or shorts wherever you get your short form content. And yeah, I separate the process in small sections, because before I only uploaded one video of an elaborate piece from start to finish, but I recently thought, like, why don't I split it up in sections, because then I can go into more detail and the people who are interested can follow me along the way. So I think that's kind of cool. But the most in-depth video will be the YouTube video, which is coming to my channel, as I said, as soon as I finish the painting. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me. If you would like to support me and my dream of becoming at least a part-time artist, I would be very happy if you subscribe to my channel and like the video. I would also be very interested to know what your why is. Even if you're not into art, what drives you to do what you love? So feel free to share it in the comments if you like. I also have a small shop for my art and handmade pieces at hannahstollenberg.com, at which you can also get my cute little pigeon postcard. I really hope to see you in my next video as well. Have a nice rest of your day and goodbye.